A tough-looking man, like an Italian mobster, rides the elevator in a Chicago business center. He enters an office, and the woman inside looks terrified. The man tells her to relax, because if he wanted to hurt her, she'd already be dead. He gives her a bullet and asks her to study it, saying it's the one that killed his colleague. The woman says there's nothing she can find from it. Suddenly, a laser dot appears on her forehead, and before she can move, she is shot in the head by a sniper from the building opposite. The man spots 4 shooters on the roof and rushes out. In the corridor, he calls an elevator, using it to get space for a running start. His heart races at an incredible speed, his reaction time much faster than normal. Pushing himself off the elevator wall, he runs down the corridor like the Flash. He smashes through a window with his head, breaking the glass that the bullets didn't touch. While flying through the air towards the other building, he kills 3 shooters. He even fires a curved bullet to hit one hiding behind a wall. After landing on the second highest floor, he takes out the last shooter in just 5 seconds. He answers a phone ringing in the dead man's pocket. A voice tells him that nobody leaves the fraternity, and it's pointless to send sheep to kill a wolf. The man replies, but then realizes the shooters were only bait. Looking down, he sees the X-shaped logo beneath his feet. At that moment, a special bullet pierces his head. The scene rewinds, showing the complexity of the shot. The bullet has a multi-stage design, like a rocket, fired from miles away by a man named Cross. 2 weeks later, Wesley wakes up to his girlfriend yelling at him. She demands they move because she can't sleep near the subway. Wesley works as an office clerk, but suffers panic attacks. He takes medicine to control them, though it leaves him apathetic. He doesn't even care that his girlfriend cheats on him with his friend Barry. He knows, but can't bring himself to confront them. At work, his boss constantly shouts at him for being slow. Wesley feels lost, stuck in a crisis, often thinking about why his father abandoned him as a baby. When his boss scolds him over a late report, Wesley's panic attack becomes severe. His heart races, and the world seems to slow down. After she leaves, he swallows a handful of pills. That evening, he tries to withdraw cash but finds his account nearly empty. At a store, he sees a strange man watching him. It is Cross, the one who killed the man earlier. Turning, Wesley notices Angelina Jolie's character staring at him too. Nervous about her bold attitude, he tries to leave, but she tells him she knew his father. Wesley doubts her, but she says his father was killed days ago, and his killer is right behind him. She pulls out a gun and starts shooting at Cross. A gunfight erupts inside the store. Wesley panics and tries to run, but the woman grabs him. She uses a device to shoot off mirrors, blocking Cross's line of sight. Wesley escapes outside, but Cross chases him in a van. The woman drags Wesley into her red Ferrari. The chase is wild. She leans out the windshield, firing at the van, while steering the car with her foot. Wesley stares at her in disbelief. Police suddenly block the street, but the woman quickly takes control, skidding the Ferrari into a drain. The car flips, landing on a bus. They speed away through the night city, but Wesley faints from the chaos. He wakes in what looks like a textile factory. Trying to leave, he finds all exits blocked by unfriendly men. Then the woman appears again. Desperate, Wesley insists he's just a normal office worker, of no use to anyone. A man with a gun arrives and gives Wesley a task, to shoot a fly buzzing over a bin. Wesley is shocked, but the man makes it harder, telling him to only hit the wing. When Wesley refuses, a gun is pressed to his head. His panic attack kicks in, heightening his reflexes. He fires 6 bullets, then grabs for his pills, but the leader stops him and shows him the flies, all with their wings shot off. He explains Wesley's heart was beating at 400 beats per minute, flooding his body with hormones. This isn't panic, it's a power he inherited from his father. Wesley thinks they're crazy and points a gun back, demanding they stay away. The man introduces himself as Sloan, and the woman as Fox. Sloan tells him he's wasting his life as an office worker when he has power to unleash. He offers Wesley a chance to avenge his father and kill Cross. He reveals the gun Wesley is holding belonged to his father, a master marksman. All of his father's money has also been transferred to Wesley's account. After this, they let him go. The next morning, Wesley assumes it was a dream, until a gun falls out of his pocket in the bathroom. Shocked, he hides it in the toilet tank. Checking his account at the ATM, he finds over $3.5 million. At work, he reads about his father's murder. His boss approaches, yelling again about missing reports. This time, Wesley snaps. He tells her to shut up and exposes how everyone mocks her behind her back. Then, in a bold move, he smashes Barry in the face with a keyboard for sleeping with his girlfriend. Energized, he storms out, only to see newspapers about the shootout from yesterday. Fox pulls up, and he eagerly jumps into her car. She takes him to the weaving factory, which he first thinks is just a front. But it's real. They are expert weavers. They call themselves the Fraternity of Weavers. Wesley doesn't want to return to his old life, so Sloan puts Fox in charge of training him. His training begins brutally, tied to a chair, beaten, and asked why he came. He doesn't understand and says it wasn't to be beaten. Next, he is trained by a butcher with knives, leaving him seriously injured. He wakes in a bath of paraffin, tended by a Russian man nicknamed Exterminator, who says the baths help regeneration. He gives Wesley vodka, confirming he is Russian. Firearms training is next. Wesley must learn to curve bullets instead of firing straight. Day after day, he is beaten and healed. Another member is killed by Cross, who is hunting them one by one. Sloan insists only Wesley can stop him. Wesley keeps training under Fox and the fraternity. The beatings continue every day, pushing his body to the limit. At first he struggles, but slowly he learns to fight back. He begins to use his heightened reflexes during combat. He starts curving bullets with more control, hitting impossible targets. Sloan tells him their purpose comes from the loom of fate. Inside the weaving factory, they show him cloth made by the loom. Hidden inside the weave are patterns, which reveal names in binary code. Sloan explains that these names belong to people who must die. The fraternity doesn't choose their targets. The loom decides who lives and who dies. At first, Wesley doubts this strange system, but Sloan insists this is how they keep balance in the world, stopping chaos before it begins. Every assassination they carry out is meant to prevent future disasters. Wesley starts to accept their way, believing it gives meaning to his powers. Fox takes Wesley to practice more dangerous missions. She drives at full speed while he shoots targets from the passenger seat, forcing him to hit precise shots under pressure. Meanwhile, Cross continues killing members of the fraternity, always staying one step ahead. Wesley becomes obsessed with catching him. Sloan tells him this is the moment he was born for, to finish his father's work and kill Cross. In another mission, Fox and Wesley wait in ambush. Suddenly, an old man bolts and tries to escape. The two chase him, splitting up as they run. While chasing, Wesley catches sight of Cross inside a passing train. He leaps onto the moving train while Fox continues to pursue Pekarsky on the ground. Fox soon realizes Wesley is now alone on the train, face to face with Cross. To catch up, she commandeers a rusty old Soviet car from an elderly couple. Pekarsky follows them. On the train, Cross grabs Wesley and tries to tell him something, but before he can explain, Fox manages to catch up to the high-speed train in the battered car, which surprisingly keeps up. She opens fire on Cross, and a fierce gunfight erupts inside the train. Cross blocks her bullets, but Fox rams the train with the car. The train derails, dangling dangerously from a bridge over a gorge. Wesley nearly plunges into the abyss, but Cross catches him just in time, saving his life at the cost of his own. As the train car teeters, Wesley shoots Cross and the carriage crashes into the gorge. Before dying, Cross reveals the truth. He is Wesley's father, and the fraternity has been lying to him all along. Shocked, Wesley asks Fox if it is true. She admits that Cross's words are real. Wesley was the only person Cross refused to kill, while the others fell because they could never reach him. Wesley breaks free from Fox by shooting through the glass and plunges into the river with his father's body. Later, Wesley wakes up in a recovery bath in a building across the street from his old home. He overhears his ex-girlfriend on the phone, complaining about letting such a good man slip away. Pekarsky explains that Wesley's father had always watched over him from the shadows. Cross never wanted his son to follow the bloody path of an assassin and had tried to keep him away from the fraternity. Pekarsky gives Wesley a piece of fabric showing Sloane's name, revealing that the loom of fate had chosen Sloane for death. But Sloane hid this information. Wesley learns that Cross discovered Sloane was exploiting the loom's codes for his own gain. That was why Cross left the fraternity and vowed to destroy it. Determined to finish what his father started, Wesley searches his father's apartment and discovers a hidden passage in a closet. Inside, he finds explosives designed for rats and a detailed map of the fraternity's headquarters. Wesley prepares his plan. He buys large quantities of peanut butter to lure rats into a garbage truck. Sneaking into the factory, he releases the rats carrying explosives. When the bombs go off, he storms the building, shooting enemies with precision, almost as if conducting a deadly orchestra. In the midst of the battle, he faces the Butcher, a surprisingly tough opponent. After a brutal fight, Wesley kills him by driving a honing steel into his chest. He pushes deeper into the building until he finally reaches Sloane. Wesley finds himself surrounded by the remaining assassins, including Fox. He tells them Sloane once appeared on the loom's list, but hid his fate and eliminated the only witness, Cross. The members turn to Sloane for answers. Sloane opens a folder showing that all their names have appeared in the loom's code. Sloane tells them they have two choices: obey the loom blindly and end their own lives, or abandon it, kill Wesley, and use their deadly skills to rule the world. Then he walks away, leaving them to decide. The fighters choose to side with Sloane and turn on Wesley. Everyone except Fox. Loyal to the loom's original purpose, she curves a single bullet in a perfect circle around the room, killing every assassin, including herself. Wesley tries to go after Sloane, but he has already vanished. Drained and disillusioned, Wesley checks his bank account and finds it empty. A few days later, life at Wesley's old office goes on as if nothing ever happened. Sloane sneaks in to kill him, aiming his pistol at the back of Wesley's chair, only to discover it is a decoy. He looks down and sees the fraternity's X logo at his feet. A single vintage-style bullet pierces Sloane's head. The shot's path is revealed in reverse, flying through Wesley's boss's donut and Barry's energy drink before striking Sloane. The bullet was fired from the home of Wesley's father. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling movie stories every week.